Hello and welcome to the TKT unit related to understanding writing. Writing. So we're going to say that writing is the act of producing language in a written form, which involves creating letters, words, and sentences that communicate specific message to an audience. You write when you want to spread a message, and as a language skill and as a productive language skill, writing is essential for effective communication. It enables individuals to express their thoughts clearly and connect with others across various contexts. Think about the challenge that represents for your students to be able to write effectively. Writing is then a productive skill. Writing differs from receptive skills such as reading and listening. While receptive skills involve absorbing language, writing requires actively generating language to convey ideas and information. Writing means you are producing language. It's a productive language skill. Then we are going to be talking about the message and audience consideration. Effective writing necessitates an understanding of the message to be conveyed and the intended audience. My message plus my audience. Sometimes I am my own audience. Sometimes I need a larger audience to get my message, to capture, to understand it. This awareness influences the style, tone, and vocabulary used in the writing process. So, we are going to talk about the writing as the types of writing texts. Written texts vary widely, including grocery lists, personal messages, academic essays, and formal letters. Each type serves a distinct purpose and audience influencing the style and structure used in communication. By doing this, we can also say that the kind of writing you're going to do is, let's say, subject to the kind of text you need to write. If it is a formal letter, think about the formality of the language you'll have to use. But then if it is a message, WhatsApp message, that's going to be rather informal and shortened. Unique features of text types. Each written text type has characteristics such as sentence length, formality, and layout. For example, an academic essay typically requires formal language and structured arguments, while a personal email is more casual and conversational. It means when you are going to write something, you need to think about the kind of text you are going to write before you start producing the written output. Accuracy related sub skills. When you are going to write, you would need to go through certain, let's say, sub steps. So the accuracy related sub skills have to do with this. Accuracy in writing encompasses proper spelling, punctuation, grammar, and sentence structure. These elements are essential for clarity and understanding, ensuring that the intended message is communicated effectively. Then we can also say that communication related sub skills are probably the ones that involve using an appropriate style and tone, organizing ideas logically, and employing suitable language functions. Skills like connecting words and sentences enhance coherence, crucial for engaging the reader. There are several sub skills related to the writing process. And now we can talk about the writing process itself. Mastering the essential elements of writing enables individuals to adapt their style and approach based on context and audience. Understanding different text types and the relevance of accuracy and communication soft skills is fundamental for effective writing. When writing, I want you to also consider some steps, and probably the ones that we're going to talk about here are the ones that every student has to go through when writing text. So, idea generation. Idea generation involves brainstorming. Think about that word. It's the main message the writer intends to convey. Brainstorming sets the foundation of the writing process, enabling writers to clarify their thoughts and determine the focus of their piece. Brainstorming also means thinking about everything you can related to the topic, writing everything you can, every idea, every concept, every context. So if you're going to write about global warming, everything that comes to mind, floods, poverty, pollution, ocean levels, oxygen, let's say CO2, companies, everything related to global warming that you can think of and write down before you start writing the text is called brainstorming. And of course, after you brainstorm, you start planning and structuring. Planning is crucial for organizing information logically. Writers create an outline to establish the order of ideas, ensuring that each point transitions smoothly into the next, which enhances the overall coherence of the text. You plan about your global warming text. You want to say this is going to be the introduction. This is going to be probably the main ideas from the text, and this is going to be my conclusion. So you're planning and structuring. Then you start drafting the initial version. Drafting is the stage where writers transform their structured ideas into the first complete version of the text. This version does not need perfection. The focus is on getting ideas down to refine later during editing and proofreading. The first drafting version of your text. You start writing everything you can about global warming, but you need to go back later. You need to start changing words, punctuation, ideas. Sometimes you need to erase complete paragraphs as you continue your writing. Editing for clarity. Editing involves revising the content for clarity and cohesiveness. Writers examine their draft to improve sentence structure, remove redundancies, and ensure that the flow of ideas is logical and easy to follow. After doing this, of course, you have to read 1, 2, 3 times. You have to read, erase, rewrite, write down. You have to make so many changes in the editing stage after you have probably the final draft, which is now ready for proofreading and error correction. Proofreading is the final step where writers check for grammatical, spelling, and punctuation mistakes. This critical review helps ensure the text is polished and ready for the audience, enhancing its professionalism. In our case, with our students in class, After they have written all their, let's say, main drafts, then redrafting this, then you want to go over and check with them rules for punctuation, capitalization, rules for, let's say, presenting ideas correctly, and this is what you call proofreading. Redrafting the final version implies the same thing. Redrafting involves incorporating feedback from editing and proofreading. Writers revise their text into a polished final version, focusing on clarity and engagement to effectively deliver their intended message. It happens in class. You want to make sure, you want to think about how good your student texts are. You want to make sure your students have followed all the steps, and they can do this effectively. And after doing this, I just hope to see you in our class at EnglishGain.com, where you're going to be able to get all these writing exercises for the TKT. I hope to see you there later, and this is all for now. Bye-bye.